Hey everyone, it is Desiree, and I am here with, I forget what part. I believe this is part 4 of the, basically the simple stories junk journals that I am making. And again, we are using scrapbook paper for this. And basically it's a scrapbook collection. By Simple Stories, and it's called Simple Vintage Garden District. And these, what I do like about Simple Stories is you can get a stencil, you can get a stamp set, you can get your cardstock packs, you can get the individual cardstock pieces, you can get die cuts, multiple sets, you can get chipboard cuts, you can get stickers, you can get brads, you can get all kinds of things, ribbons, washi tape, and they all match. They all go to the collection. Now, just because they're that way does not mean that you cannot create a junk journal. Absolutely we can. So remember, so far we've done our covers. They are both one signature. We've got our cardstock, which is the 12 by 12, cut down into different sizes all throughout. We've added just white copy paper and spritzed it with a pink spray just to give it some color. I add a bag, some ivory copy paper, more white copy paper here, a piece of clear acetate. You know, again, we can have fun with that. Some dictionary page. And again, just very basic, nothing too detailed, but just focusing on the pattern paper that is in the collection. You can see how they're sticking out, kept the pages normal. We've made some pockets besides the cover, and we did that in this one, where we have our pocket here, and this card comes in and out. Again, it gets caught up on the thing there. So that's something to journal. So that's just the fun thing that we can do with a clear page. And we've made some other tags and journaling cards as well. So we're just going to continue creating some ephemera, creating some pockets and tucks, and whatever just comes to mind. For right now, I do like just cutting out or creating my ephemera, and then once I think I have enough ephemera put together, I then enjoy putting it into the books and creating it that way. So I have some of the 6x8 cardstock, and I'm just going to cut this down because I want these as journal cards. So I'm just going to cut straight down the center. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Just make sure that I'm cutting along that line as best as I can. If I don't, it's no big deal. I am going to also, when it comes to the only other cardstock that I'm adding to this piece is white cardstock for bases and accents. I am not using any vintage photo, and it's killing me. I'm just saying, it is not easy to not use the vintage photo. I'm just saying. So again, maybe you just want to use a pattern paper or a pattern paper pad. You can, by all means. You certainly can. Now I do want some white cardstock because I do want these backed onto some cardstock. Going to grab my glue. And I'm just going to glue these down. And then what I'll do is I will cut around these using my scissors. But I am going to use all of these as journaling cards throughout this. Using a scrapbook or a paper pad, and again, it doesn't have to be a whole scrapbooking collection. By all means, it can be just a paper pad that you may have. You could just fill your signature up with copy paper or solid cardstock. Again, whatever you're looking to have in there. And then just use, you know, if you only have a 6x6 paper pad or an 8x8 or a 6x8, whatever you may have, you would be able to just use that and add life to those blank pages, because they will have all of the color already. Now, just because I'm putting these on to cardstock does not mean that we're not going to do anything to the other side. We're just going to do some different things. Maybe. The glue that I'm using is my art glitter glue. Because this will give me a strong bond. I'm going to set that aside and grab another piece. And then place these last two on there. So I hope everyone's doing well. Things are interesting right now. I don't want to see too much, but I am going to have some surprises with some things that I'm coming up. I've been testing a few things, and I think I've figured it out. So more to come on that. Yep, I'm going to keep you in suspense when it comes to that. Now, it's very rare that I use my trimmer like that. I do rather like to use my scissors. And again, I just eyeball. But that's another reason why I do like to use my long shears. By using my long shears, it gives me a long cut that kind of helps to keep a straight line. Well, at least for me it does. These are very wonderful. These are the Grand Shears by Fun Stamper's Journey. Very sharp. Extremely sharp. They are solid. But I do also enjoy my Tim Holtz 9.5 shears, which are longer than this one. And I also do enjoy the Tonic 9.5 shears. I do like the long blades. Not for fussy cutting though. No. Matter of fact, I really don't like fussy cutting. And we are almost done. And two more. Alrighty. Get rid of my trash. Okay, so let's look at these. Now again, these are our journal cards. So this is where, you know, we can turn them into tags, but I do like to keep the rectangle shape. And then this is where we can, you know, jot down some notes, jot down a quote or a saying, a poem, anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lay these out because I want to see the colors. And what I have are some of these strips. I kept these strips because I can turn these strips into washies. So I can have that coming across there. Well, this one's just all kinds of, well, here we go. Oh, bees. Can't help but have the bees. And again, I may not use all of them. I may only use some of them. But again, they just add just a little bit of pop. Now this one, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use this just like that. So I'm going to put a strip on the other side of this. Again, it just gives it a different look. And I think I'm going to go down like that for that one. And I think that's all I'm going to do with the strips. Now I am going to pull in some of my washi tape here. And these are the 3 that we have. And again, just to add some interest. So for this one, I'm going to add it to the bottom of that. And then I'm going to glue this right on top of that. And then I will trim this. The other thing that's nice about these scissors is they have that coating on them. Non-stick, that's the word I was looking for. Non-stick. Again, very simple. Haven't put anything on the top yet. Haven't decided if I'm going to yet. Now, I think the other thing that I want to do and what I want to use is, again, they come with a stencil. And I think that would be really pretty. Now, let me get a pale pink. That's the pink. I craft very messily. All right, I'm going to put that there. Now, what did I... Found it. Yeah. I'm going to use one of these small makeup brushes I have. I'm actually finding more ways to use these. It's kind of cool. So I just want to come in lightly. I don't want to be too dark. I want this to be very faint, very soft. That's another reason why I am using one of these. And if I come up, it's too faint and too light, but I can see it. But I'm going to see if I can just get it a little bit darker. Just a little bit. And I think that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm just actually picking it up off of the stencil. And now if I lift, okay, that's perfect. And I have a smudge, and that's okay too. So very faint, probably cannot even hardly see it on the camera. And again, nothing says that you can't use a color like this to go around your edge like I do with vintage photo. So remember that too. All right, so I think with this one, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm just going to put this down as a stripe. And then I think I'm going to come back in with my stencil. And I'm going to turn it around the other way. And I'm hoping the stencil does not move. And again, just a light color, because I want to be able to, whoever should receive this, now this one's a little bit darker than the other one, but it's still pale. Still want to be able to write on these cards. Absolutely. So a very faint, and you can actually, because this is so faint, you can actually just do this. Now, what I do want to do, I want to get there we go. Okay. Needed to just wipe that up. And now I just need a towel. So I am going to put this down. I'm actually going to go like that. Now you can also do a variegated. You know, you could have it be darker on the bottom than the top. When you do this, now I know I'm going a little heavier than what I did before, but that's okay. I think I'm going to have a gradient effect. Let's see. Yes. And I like that. I think that is just very soft. And again, because the stencil's part of the collection, it automatically matches. Now I'm also going to hold on to this ink because that's the ink that I will continue to use. Okay, this one here, I just want to put that there. And I'm going to trim. Same thing with this one. And again, they are to resemble washi tapes. So does not need to be perfect. But what we can do is pull in maybe some of our stickers just to add some interest. And what we can do is we can put this one here. And I hope I didn't put that upside down. Nope. Because we do know that's possible. Just saying. Let's see. You can put this little heart right there. And I'll put this one right there. And I will glue this one on. So now we've decorated that. Now this one, simply I am going to bend this. And I am going to put that right there. And then I'm just going to bend that right in half. I'm actually going to grab my paper creaser because I want to make sure that's got a good crease. So on this side, we've got this tab item there, and then I have that there, and then we've got these little tiny pieces of washi tape, and we can still do that on this. Where I will put this one here. I always like to have a torn edge. And then I will put that one there. So we have that. This one here, let's dig into, oh, now see what's great with this one is we can take one of these butterflies and make it 3D. And we'll come in with some small amounts of double-sided tape. And I just put a little bit underneath each side of the wing just to make sure that I keep and hang on to the dimension that I'm looking for. Now, when I do this, I make sure that I keep the pressure down in the center of the butterfly so that that glue goes down as well. So we can add that. And we can also add some die cuts onto the other side. What I will say about using a pattern paper collection, a scrapbooking collection, is it's not that it doesn't make it easier. I think it takes out the frustration of what matches what. A lot of times I get questions when I do my Simplicity series. You know, how do you know this matches? How can you choose, or how do you choose your papers to go together? The beauty of a collection, as I'm putting down beauty on my card here, is it does the work for you. All of those papers are put together to match, to go together. Excuse me. That's how your paper collections, you know, do work. They look at the fact, or everything that's there was put together to match, so that you don't have to think about that. You don't have to worry about it. That process has already been done for you. And then this is our last one. I think for this one, I am going to see. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one. I like that, and I think I'm going to use one of the brads. Yes. Haven't used those yet. Okay. All right. Oh, that's why they did that. And I think I'm going to put this splash of yellow. And let's see, I want that to go there. Going to grab my pokey tool. Or as my husband calls it, a dangerous weapon. I don't know why he says that. It's not like I've ever stabbed him with it. Okay. So after I get that through, I'm going to push down so that it's flat. And it'll still move, which is cool. Now, what I'm going to put on top of this is a butterfly. And that'll hide that. Hee hee. See, even here, there's always ways where we can hide things. And I'll push down on the other side, because if I pushed on the other side, it would have bent over the brad. So now we've got that covered, and I should still, yep. See, I'm still able to turn this. This is now not moving, but very well secured. So now we have that. All right, in a matter of a half an hour, we have created some journaling cards. No need for tassels. They just have some very easy accents from the collection that we have. I guess I shouldn't show you them upside down now, right? So we have this, and then we have that. This one we didn't do anything to the front. We just added some washi tape to the back. We just added a 3D butterfly up there, and then we added this beautiful die cut to the back and added beauty. We actually added a tab on this one, piece of cardstock to look like washi tape, and then some actual washi tape on the back. Another piece of cardstock washi tape, some stickers, and a die cut. We didn't do anything to the front, but then we did do some stenciling to the back of these. And this one, I forgot to trim off the top, which I can do right now. So we just added a cardstock strip, added some more stenciling. And then same thing with this one, added a piece of cardstock, some washi tape, and then a little bit of stenciling there just to give it some accent. And this here is 8 cards. So we already have 8 journaling cards to go between our 2 signature journals. Okay, so let's, while we have all of this out, let's make some tags. Now, I think what I would like to do is just cut this right in half. So I know I'm going to do that with this one because I just love that tag. And I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to cut this one in half as well. Because I think that would make a really pretty two-tone background. This paper I am just absolutely in love with. It does all the work for me. I love the fact that it is collaged. I am going to use both. Just saying. Just saying. And I like this one too. Only need one of those. All right. Well, I guess I shouldn't have taken my trimmer away. All right, so these are 3 inches. Now these are, I will strengthen these up. So these are actually 8. So I think I'm going to make these nice and tall because I believe, yeah, I'm going to make these 6 inches. Which will be really, really nice. And we can do a lot on those pieces. So I'm just going to cut off 2 inches. Let's see where that cuts that. Wanted to get as much of the images on this as I could. look at this. So hopefully I will finish these within the hour. I'm going to put those in my die cuts, I think. All right, now I just need one of my templates, and I will use this one. So I use my templates for the top. Since I already have them cut, I know I don't have to recut them, so to speak. And then I can just line the rest of these up and just cut along them so that they'll all be the basic same shape. And then we will trim those. And no, those I do not keep. All right. So now, so here we've got some tags. And I don't know if I want to add white paper or if I want to add some craft. I mean, there is some brown and some neutral colors into these. And I think that is what I want to do with these. It's a little bit thicker of a paper for me as well. It's actually this, so you can see it's going to go very well. It's like vintage photo. It goes with everything. And I'm just going to grab a couple pieces of that because I think that will just accent them really, really nice. And again, we can do, you know, the same thing. Matter of fact, I think this one I'm actually going to put that right up against that edge. Now you can do sewing on these as well. You can sew around your tags if you wanted to. But if you don't have a sewing machine, that's okay. And these things are just all possibilities. I do think, though, I am going to sew around these tags. I think it will add a little bit more to them. But again, you don't have to. And probably in the beginning I said, oh, we wouldn't be sewing. Well, okay, I changed my mind. And yes, I forgot to say in the beginning of the video, yep, videos are long. Yep, I got. I am just a fan of these papers. I think they are absolutely beautiful. And I think they are perfect for anything that we do in our paper crafting world, whether it's make cards, make journals, scrapbook, make scrapbook books, whatever it may be. These papers are just absolutely gorgeous. So in this one, pretty much with the ephemera that we're making, what I'm showing is just with the papers and the bits that come with it, you can create your ephemera. You don't have to, you know, have so many layers. I do like to collage. I probably enjoy it too much. But I do like to layer things on top of each other. And I can already tell by when I picked this up that they now have a good amount of stability to them. Now I'm just going to trim them out. Doing the same thing, just cutting along the pattern paper. And using my long shears. I mean, you can use a paper trimmer if you want, but I just make sure I'm guided right up against the pattern paper. You'll know when you cut into it. The craft paper that I'm using comes from Michaels, and it is their Recollections. Now, what's weird is, oh, I shouldn't say weird, awesome, is this is actually their 65-pound. I think it's a little thicker. Matter of fact, I think it's a lot more thicker. So, I'm not sure. Okay, let me check my camera because it might be dying. Oh, yeah, hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, we'll see if this holds. That was funny. Okay, so here are our tags. And what I'm really just looking to do is to just add some accents as well to the back of these, whether it's with the die cuts that we have. And again, you want to make sure, or I just want to make sure, that I'm leaving some area for some journaling when it comes to these, but I still want to have something on the back just to give it, you know, some interest. I'll have enough paper that will excuse me, that will have that plain, those plain images. Let's see, if I go across like this, will you all see those? Of course not. All right, so let's do this. There we go. And I think, no, I'm going to save that. That's too big. Okay, I am in love with that. Absolutely. I can put that there. I am loving it. You guys know, if you've seen my other videos that I do for Spellbinders, I am a huge fan. Huge fan of the their card kit. That took me forever to say. I know. Sorry about that. It's too big. And I think I will put this like that. And have that coming out like that. And have those greens coming out. Because I'll have that texture there, which will be fine. You know, I'm just dumping these now. Yes, I am. I think And I think I'm just going to put that up there. Again, just something different. So again, just a little bit of accenting. And we'll see if we can get these done before my camera dies again. You know, it's not easy doing this. And since these are stickers, all right, now I'm going to keep this one on this finger because what I want to do, I want to put that there, but I want this coming out from behind it. And that's what we're going to go with, right there. I just think that looks sharp. I think it's great when you have something that you can create with and it does all the work for you. I'm just saying. Put that there. Well, same thing again. So that glue is giving me the line at which this was taking. And then we'll set this down. And then I will have this coming off like that. And I do like my pieces to hang off the edge. Usually with a card, I would trim them off. But for these, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm okay if I let them stay hanging off because I don't think that they will be damaged in any way. And then this, we are going to place that right there. And then just make sure we clean off the edges. Okay. And again, this is light enough that people can write on. Now we can do also some things here as well. I mean, we just didn't, but then again, we can keep them plain like that. I mean, totally your choice. I think I am, though, going to trim that off now that I see it. And again, your eyes can tell you. I think it's interesting that you have your cardstock sitting on the one side, but then when you turn your pieces, yeah, you saw I totally changed my mind with the cutting off the pieces, right? So, and again, your eyes will do that. But then when they turn it over, they're going to have this nice splash of color. So something just a little bit different, and we can jazz them up when it comes to our punching of the holes and adding our tassels, because that's where I start adding a lot of different things when it comes to that, like ribbons and twine and all of that, because I love these big bushy tassels. So I think that's all we're going to do in this one. I think next video, number 5, we're going to be coming down to the end actually. But I think in that one, we're going to create some pockets and tucks. And we're just going to create a few of those, probably 4 of each. And then I think that'll be it for our ephemera and our pockets and our tucks. And our journaling cards and everything like that. I think we'll be pretty much set. Just to add a few more embellishments, I will be adding some of these die cuts to the pages themselves just to give them some embellishment and interest. And then I think these journals are going to be pretty much ready. So as always, I hope you do enjoy this. Again, just showing a different way. Usually when we see junk journals, we are seeing the vintage or the vintage style. That's what I like to say I make, the vintage style, because I just douse everything with vintage photo. But again, you may not enjoy that. You may not like that look or that style or those prints, and that's okay. It does not mean that you can't create. It means you can use scrapbook paper, you can use anything that you want to use. And scrapbook paper is a beautiful way to use that up and put that in a journal because, let's face it, I'm guilty, I hoard. So dig into that, just add some copy paper or any other papers that you want and have fun with it. I will link down the products that I used from the Simple Stories collection down below. And if you have any questions, please make sure you leave those down below and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. I hope you're having some beautiful weather. And if you're not, I still hope that you are enjoying your day or enjoying the company of friends and family that are around you. I want to thank you so much for stopping by, and I am truly grateful that you took the time to watch the video. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Again, everyone, enjoy. But always remember what's most important for me. Always be creative. Till next time, guys.